Hi, how are you? I am Risha Walden, and I am on a live feed today to introduce you to Walden Interiors. I am the principal creative. Walden Interiors is an interior design firm, and we specialize in vegan interior design. So I want to introduce to you what vegan interior design is. I'm sure you've heard all about the buzz and the energy that is being surrounded regarding vegan dietary choices, and that has been, become a billionaire industry. Vegan alternatives to regular meat choices. And so I've been vegan for about 5 years. And I started off, and it was a dietary choice for me. I wanted to improve my health. I wanted to lose some weight. I wanted to feel better about myself. And after doing some research and reading, I adopted a vegan lifestyle. I thought, oh, hey, you know what? If it doesn't work, I can always go back to what I was doing. Because what I was doing didn't seem to be working. So I thought, let me change it up. Well, I delve right into being a vegan, and I purchased a whole bunch of cookbooks with beautiful pictures to inspire me, because I get inspired by food. I think that one way, when I can't travel, when I don't have the time to travel, another way for me to travel is with my palate. So I love to cook, and I love to expand where I'm at through my palate. And I do that with cooking foods from lots of different countries. So I bought vegan cookbooks, and I started implementing the recipes and doing the recipes and getting more and more involved into a vegan lifestyle. Well, once you become a vegan and you start making those choices, everybody on Facebook or Instagram starts to talk about, you start getting into those groups that teach you about the direction you're in, sort of that idea of the law of attraction. So I was attracted now to a vegan diet, and now I got linked into all these vegan groups. And I started learning about being a vegan. And what I realized is, as I was going through my journey, that I wanted to incorporate my choices in my diet into other areas of my life. So I'm an interior designer. My firm, Walden Interiors, we do everything from small one-room restyling to full-service interior design. And I started to look at the choices that I was making for my clients and for myself with fabrics and upholstery and decorative items, and where the source of these items were coming from and what they were made of. And I realized that actually we use, not we, you, I, everybody, use a lot of animal products in our homes. I didn't even realize this. I've been going along thinking that, I was being very environmentally friendly and making great choices. And when I became a vegan, I realized the impact I was making on animals. I heard a quote the other day. It was, we're not always in a place to help animals. And if we think today about the Australian bushfire, the Australian fires that are harming billions of wild animals and domesticated animals, and we're not necessarily in a place where we can go there. We can save these animals, so we can get money. But we are in a place every day not to harm animals. And that made me really rethink about where where I was using animal products in my home and with my clients. I started to say, I can make different choices, and there are other choices. Now, when I was a vegan, when I became a vegan, there had been for years a whole vegan community, but their changes have really accelerated in lots of aspects of different industries, in the food industry, in building industries, and even in upholstery and furniture industry, manufacturing. There are so many alternatives now. We have created products that replicate animal pieces, and they look, they feel, they touch, they perform not only the same, but often better than the animal, the real thing. So I thought, well, I can bring my ideas of how I want to live my life into how I create my life. And I wanted to create spaces that were cruelty-free and didn't harm animals. So I started thinking about what the choices are that I was making for my clients in selecting the materials and the pieces used in their homes and their design. And that got me into making walled-in interiors, specializing in vegan interior design. And that's where I am today. So it's very exciting because I often have to go beyond what is readily available. We're so used to having products that are used in interior design, and some of them, to name a few, would be leather. Leather is such a popular product. People love using leather because it doesn't catch hairs from their cats and animals and dogs, and they feel like they can wipe it clean and it's not a problem. To down. Down is used a lot in bedding, pillows, duvets, comforters, feather beds, not just in bedding, but also in upholstery for pillows and cushions, and the stuffing in upholstery pieces. So I had to go beyond what was being offered readily to from different manufacturers, and think, okay, and ask, what products are being used to produce these items, and are they vegan? Turns out that lots of times they aren't vegan, but there are alternatives. Why? Why are there these alternatives, and why are the alternatives available? Well, first of all, the number one reason is because of allergies. A lot of people have allergies to down. So there were alternatives. And there are different levels in the alternatives when you're talking about down. There's lots of different types of fill that are non-allergenic, animal-free. And so I just had to ask. I started asking and questioning and saying, where are these products from? So that was exciting. It's exciting because I can now create interiors that don't harm animals. And that is my my small part for the world, in this world. And I saw a picture. It had a caption to it. It was a picture of a tree. And the caption was, "What difference does one tree make?" It was very moving because here was a picture of a tree. It was a single tree out in the desert, and it had a huge expanse of branches. It was a very large tree. It was the only one, and under that tree were about 100 people sitting, and they were having some talk or community gathering, and everybody was sitting under the tree, and you could see that where the sun was hitting, nobody was standing in the sun. Everybody was under that tree, and I thought, yeah, what difference does one tree make? So I compare myself to that tree. What difference do I make? And these are the choices that I think I want to bring, not into my lifestyle, but hopefully into yours if you're interested in vegan design, and if you're interested in learning about vegan interior design or using vegan interior design in your home. So the best way to go forward with this is just asking questions. And I say it all the time, I just keep asking questions, and I'm often surprised now when I learn about another piece or product that's used that is an animal part, and I don't want to have that included with my designs. It's exciting. So that's why I'm here talking about vegan design. If you're interested, have you thought about vegan design? If you are, put a little comment. I think vegan design is exciting. It's kind of forging new pathways of doing the same thing. So instead of just using what is readily available, we're using and thinking, and some of these products are readily available. Thinking of a new way of doing something. I think that is, hi Selena, thank you. Yeah, it is amazing. It's amazing to be able to do that and to create the spaces. And they're not limiting because they're offering up so many alternatives. And the manufacturers, the vendors are the suppliers of decorative and home furnishings are beginning to offer lots of alternatives for these designs, for these products. So, let's see. So I want to give you kind of 2 tips about how you can start to implement vegan design in your home. It's not an easy process, because and just like me, I took account of what I had, and I thought to myself, what do I have in my home that that I've already bought? I love them. They've worked for me. They still work for me. I don't want to throw them out, and I just don't think it's environmentally sustainable to now say, okay, I'm a vegan, throw everything out, start again. That doesn't make sense. And not to mention it's cost prohibitive. So I went through and I took account of all the things that I had. I thought, where are the animal products in my home? And I'm just going to give you a few examples. Wool in your carpets, leather in your upholstery, down, as I said before, in your bedding. So here are a few items that may possibly have animal product. There's lots of other things like bone or shell that's used in decorative items like lighting, or items for decorating around your home. Don't throw them out. If you love them, keep them and use them until the life of the object or the life of the piece. And many of these items are going to last for a very long time. So that's what I did in my own home. That's what I like to do in my clients' homes. I like to repurpose, reuse the pieces that they love. Now, if you don't love the piece, don't keep it. Pass it on. I'm sure someone else. There's a lot of organizations that take reused furnishings and home decor items, and there's lots of people who are very happy to use them, and they're easy to sell here on Facebook, and that's a great way of getting rid of things that you don't want and not throwing it into a dump or into the garbage. So don't throw them out, pass them on, continue to let them live. And then, so you don't have to start from scratch. You can just start. And so the next thing is just do it in baby steps. That means that when you are thinking about buying something, say for instance, you need a chair for your living room. You need a chair. You just need more seating in there, and you've decided you need a chair. So now, going forward, ask those questions so that you can make a choice. Are you going to use the animal product or not? If you decide not to use animal product, you can start asking, what is used for filling this chair? What is the fill inside? Is it down? Is it polyfill? What is the covering made from? Is it an animal product? Wool, very popular. Leather, and you can see if it's leather, but often you'd be surprised on how the faux leathers are very persuasive. They can trick you. And faux leather, people say, well, it's plastic, it's not good. Yes, that is true. But the harm done with leather and the making of leather is toxic. And most of the tanning of the hides, etc., the prepping of the hides is done in India where there are no regulations. Not only are the toxins and the acids that are used in prepping the leather harmful for the environment, they're harmful for the people that are working there. These chemicals are acids, and there are no regulations to protect the workers that are there. And then there's a ton of water used in the prep of leather. And all this water then is just flushed out into nearby rivers and streams. So that is not very viable at all either. So think, okay, if you've got this chair that you want to use, that you want to purchase, how do you make sure that it's vegan? You ask your questions. And if people don't know, make them go and get the answers for you. I certainly don't have the answers for every product that I have, so I just keep asking questions and making sure that the pieces that are used to put together the furnishings that I specify for my clients or that I use for myself are not animals. And I've been tricked. Recently, I saw a carpet from a while ago, and I just loved the carpet, and I thought it would be perfect in my kitchen, and I was like, yoo-hoo, yay, this is it. But I just finished redoing my kitchen, and I thought, okay, I'm just going to hold off. And I saw the carpet again at one of the places that I use, that I purchase carpets from, and I said, okay, bring it on over. And my guy brought it over later on. I thought, oh yeah, it's perfect. He went away, and I came back and looked, and I said, oh my goodness, what was I thinking? The reason that I didn't want it was because it was made of wool. I mean, here I am. I'm a vegan interior designer, and I'm purchasing a wool carpet. On top of that, I had just done an interview with a magazine talking about carpeting and how there are so many alternatives to wool carpeting. Okay, that's crazy. How crazy. Anyways, I have gone back to the vendor, returned the carpet, and now we're making the exact same design of the carpet, but using polyester and nylon wools, and we're going to recreate that same pattern, different coloring, because you can get we couldn't get the same color wool from this factory, so and it wasn't that much more expensive for me to use an alternative wool, alternative fabric for the wool. So hopefully I'll be posting that on my Instagram page. I've been posting pictures from my kitchen, and it's piece by piece. So it's small steps. When you're going, don't throw everything out and start from scratch. That's crazy. Crazy making for you. And just do one step at a time. Every time it's like a baby. When I became a vegan, I felt like I was like a baby. I was starting all over again. I didn't know that, I knew that there was gelatin and Jello, but did I know it was in gummies? And I love gummies. So I'm like, no, I didn't even know it was in gummies. Or like animal products and potato chips. Okay, maybe cheese potato chips, but salt and vinegar potato chips, my favorite. who knew that they would put animal product in salt and vinegar potato chips? So I still do. I read labels all the time, and not so easy on furnishings and decorative items to read labels because they're not required to be labeled, but the people that you buy them, the vendors, your suppliers, your stores can have those answers and they can go get them for you. So I think that's exciting. That's two really good ways to start doing vegan design for yourself. Yes, one step at a time. Don't get rid of everything. It's not sustainable. I mean, we want to make the world a better place, and we can't just be throwing things out all the time and starting new just because we got a new idea. Now we're going to do this. Now we're going to do that. No, use what you have and enjoy it. I felt guilty for a long time because I was like a vegan. I'm doing this vegan lifestyle, and I have a leather chair and a wool carpet. And I said, you know what? I didn't know. I didn't know at that time, but now I do. So I'm going to make the changes. Anyways, I'm very excited about vegan design. I think there's so many possibilities. And I love the fact that every time I'm making a choice, I am making a choice for how I want this world to be. And I think that's very important because I live that in my life, and my business is very much a part of my life. And so I want to bring it together. And by doing vegan interior design, I'm able to do that and offer it to you and my clients and do my small part. So if you're really interested in vegan design, or if you want to learn more, you can check me out on my Facebook, not my Facebook page, but on my website, walden-interiors.com. Follow me on Instagram. My vision for 2020 is really talking and moving forward and really expanding vegan design and showing you the possibilities and how it's not limiting to use vegan design in your home. So I'm going to be live every Wednesday, hopefully around 10 o'clock. That's my intention to be here. And if you have questions, if you have comments, I'd love to hear from you. Thanks, Selena, for your comments. It's great to have you on. Hi, Debbie. It's nice to see you there. And then I got my girls, Yami and Zara. But check out my website because I have something called a vegan design ebook that gives you 6 tips for increasing vegan design in your home, how you can start using vegan design when you make those choices. And you can bring this into every aspect of your life. It doesn't just have to be, in my case, it didn't just have to be in my diet. It's in my choices that I make every day. And that's impactful. And I'm just one tree. So thank you so much for being here. Check me out, and hopefully next Wednesday I'll see you too. But every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Today I'm in my office, which is very comfortable, so that's great. But wherever I am, I'm going to be on Facebook Live talking to you about design and specifically about vegan design. Thanks for joining me, and have a great day.